Alright, hello everyone. We are back for round 2. Round 1 took about a year and a half to end, but we finally made it. Our game went very quickly and everyone else's game went very slowly, apparently. We have an interesting choice as to whether to keep this hand. It has no red mana and not much to do in the early turns of the game. But I don't think we're going to get much better than this, just because our deck has such a high curve. So we're going to keep it, hope our opponent isn't very aggressive. If our opponent is a slow deck, then we're going to do very well, and if we don't draw like infinite red cards. So hopefully our opponent's deck is slow. Our opponent did go to 6 here, and looks like he might be going to 5. This hand is a lot worse on the draw than on the play also, is another reason to consider mulliganing there. But I don't like mulliganing very much. I try to avoid it. Our opponent's really thinking about this. We know he's here because he mulliganed and took a turn, so he may have left. Let's see. Just want to check and see if I am still indeed connected. I am still connected. Alright, and here we go. Our opponent's taking his turn. Okay, that is exactly the start we did not want to see. That's pretty bad. If we don't draw an Omen Speaker or something soon, we are in pretty serious trouble. Turn 1, Soldier of the Pantheon into just like hitting us a bunch. We are going to be at 12 before we can Cryptide that guy. Alright. If he doesn't have too much more, Cavalry Pegasus is not bad. Of the plays he could have there, that's one of the better ones for us. Okay, we need to draw some lands at some point. Lands would be nice. Here we're going to 13. He's going to play something. Given his dude's flying. Actually, the Pegasus kind of blanks our mnemonic wall, so that's worse for us than it otherwise could be. Well, I'm still going to Griptide his Soldier of the Pantheon, even though it only costs 1. It does cost him a draw step, and it stems the bleeding a bit, and we can get it back with mnemonic wall at some point. And then, but next turn we're just definitely playing Prognostic Sphinx. Also did finally draw some red land, so that's nice. Our opponent either needing a second white or a third color, or just not having anything to play here. Prognostic Sphinx is awesome for us here because it blocks the flyers and it's very hard to kill, so it should definitely help us stabilize. He can tap it with a removal spell of any kind, but at least it stays alive. Next turn, in a similar vein, we're going to play Horizon Scholar and just hope that we can stabilize off of our big flyers. Cavalry Pegasus blanking Mnemonic Wall is kind of annoying, though, because it lifts off his Soldier of the Pantheon. If our opponent hadn't mulliganed to 6 and kept a kind of sketchy hand with not much going on early, we would be in a lot of trouble. Okay, Dragon Mantle. That's fine. We will trade here. I think, yeah, we pretty much have to. Much as this does suck. Oh, he did not attack. Interesting. He could have attacked with the Soldier and at least forced the trade. Alright, so we have a bunch of choices here. We could play Mnemonic Wall, getting back Grip Tide, threatening to pick up the... just to bounce the soldier again and kill off his fire-breathing spell. Or we could play Horizon Scholar. I think we're probably better off playing Mnemonic Wall. If he attacks with just Soldier, then we'll just block with the wall. He'll pump to kill it, but that takes his turn, and then we get to Grip Tide his guy away. And if he attacks with both, we'll trade the Prognostic Sphinx for the Soldier. Is that even good? No, I'm going to play the Horizon Scholar because I can block... I can trade that for the Soldier. And it does get me a Scry. We don't need the land. And I don't think we need Borderland Minotaur either. We're just looking for answers at this point. We have a lot of stuff to do in our hand, so... one thing that people do with Scry cards a lot that is generally not good is keeping cards just because they're cards, rather than looking at what they actually need in that circumstance. The 4-3 doesn't do much for us here, because Cavalry Pegasus just goes over it. So we'll see what his attack is. Okay, his attack is with the Soldier there. I'm going to block with the Horizon Scholar. If we have to, we'll trade it for a trick. And failing that, we're okay just letting him pump until they trade, which it looks like that's what's happening. If he has Coordinated Assault, that's what I was afraid of there, but that gets our Prognostic Sphinx just as well. And at least this way we're not taking much damage, and he is running quite low on cards. Here, I'm going to just run the Mnemonic Wall play. Stone Chalk Giant doesn't do much for us. I should probably have kept that land in hand for the Prognostic Sphinx, but I can discard Guardians of Meletis just as easily. So I will, yes, I do wish to use the ability and pick up the Grip Tide there. I don't need to attack. If he attacks with both, I'm blocking the Cavalry Pegasus. If he attacks with just Soldier, I probably just block with Mnemonic Wall, because it doesn't actually do that much for me on the table here. Yeah, Mnemonic Wall's not terrifically useful just to have in play, so I'm going to actually just throw it away to not take 5 here. The fact that he played this pre-combat also leads me to believe he has another Coordinated Assault or something along those lines in hand. Here, I'm going to Grip Tide his Soldier. And then play the Guardians. Not that that does much, but, you know. And still leave Prognostic Sphinx back. So I probably should not have run out the Horizon Scholar. I should have kept that and played the Mnemonic Wall instead. That would have been better. In retrospect. Alright, I'm going to play Omen Speaker here and Scry before deciding whether to attack. Both of these are awesome for us. We're going to put Ill-Tempered Cyclops on top, or we're going to put Ember Swallower on top first, and then Ill-Tempered Cyclops. And we're going to play Stone Chalk Giant and pass the turn. So our opponent's main hope here is having something that deals with Prognostic Sphinx, because we have no other flyers. Actually, I shouldn't have kept the Ill-Tempered Cyclops. I should have hunted for another flyer. I could just monstrous this guy and get in, or I could play Ember Swallower. Getting in with this guy is fine, actually, regardless of whether I monstrosity it or not. So I'm going to play this land, and then I'm going to attack. The reason I play the land first is so that I can monstrosity it in response if necessary. Alright, so he just takes 5 there, and I'm going to play the Ember Swallower. If I have to, I'll discard a land to I'll discard Thassa's Bounty to Prognostic Sphinx. See what he has here. It needs to be something pretty good. Okay. So that makes it a 4/4 lifelinker. That's pretty good. He is not attacking. I would definitely have attacked there. At worst, I block and he has nothing and just gains 4. So I can make his Soldier of the Pantheon unable to block, but that doesn't really do anything. I think I just get in with both of my big dudes. Do I attack with Prognostic Sphinx as well? If I attack with Prognostic Sphinx as well, he blocks the Sphinx. Chumps, chumps. Alright, yeah, no, I'm just attacking with both of these. I'd rather not have to monstrous Ember Swallower, but if he blocks it and pumps, I will have to. Okay, Soldier of the Pantheon chumps Ember Swallower, that is totally fine here. And rather than play the Ill-Tempered Cyclops, I am going to play Thassa's Bounty. I'm also going to mill him for 3. Just to get a little more info. Oh, it gets rid of a Rage of Perforos, which is actually pretty good for me. And I also picked up a Spark Jolt, which I will take. And I'm going to pass the turn again. This is an interesting game. My opponent has a lot of ways back into it if he draws good stuff for his Wingsteed Rider here. Now, if he hits me with it just now, I'm just going to be able to get him on the backswing with all of my giant monsters. Rather not be drawing nothing but lands. Okay, so if I attack with everything, he gains 4 going up to 14, loses 9 going down to 5, assuming he just blocks and kills that somehow. Yeah, no, it's still just attack with both monster dudes. These guys are big enough that they're hard to deal with. Going to see what his plan is. Okay, he blocked. I let that resolve. I accidentally clicked one too many times. I was actually not intending to do that, but that's okay. I'm going to play a land that... The fact that those guys both died there and traded is actually great for me. It means he has a lot of fewer ways back into this game. To play Ill-Tempered Cyclops. Hope there's no wraths in this format. That's something I should watch out for, actually. I don't know what the wraths are. Oop. Looks like we might get my friend Simon in on this one, so I'm going to answer this. Hey!
Hey, what's up? Are you still drafting?
I am. Just one first game of round 2. I'm actually recording at the moment, so I'll share screen.
Awesome.
So yeah, we're going to get my friend Simon in on this. He will help make these plays. Where is share screen? Come on. Share screens. Start. Alright, there we go. Can you see it?
Not yet. Oh, there you go.
Okay, perfect. So here's the deck. It's quite on the high end. Our opponent's playing kind of an aggressive red-white deck, so I'm thinking we're
Yeah,
gonna
so I
want to.
played one game in this format, and I played that red-white deck, and it's good.
Yeah,
Especially if you have a bunch of the phalanxes.
yeah. Our opponent has a Soldier of the Pantheon, which is awesome. It's 2-1 for 1 that has protection from multicolor. Luckily, we have no multicolored spells. But
Yeah.
I think I'm definitely cutting this thing, because it just draws 3 and it's way slow, for probably one of these guys.
Hmm.
I think the other option is this guy, but I think this guy's better just because we can play it if we don't happen to have red mana. And, like, this
Yeah.
does nothing for us. So I think that's the build.
There's a lot of two. Yeah, there's a lot of two toughness features in this format,
Yeah,
particularly.
exactly. We could even play the 2-1 first strike flyer.
Yeah, there's not that much first strike in this deck. The problem is that creatures. Nah.
He has the give 2 target creatures +1/+0 in first strike.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's actually. First strike is better against first strike.
Yeah. Um,
Obviously, the wall is great against his deck.
yeah. This card should be pretty decent. These guys are going to be all-stars, so I'm not sure what I would cut for the Anvil Raptor, so I think we're just going to go with this. Look good?
Yeah.
Alright.
Obviously, if there's any deck construction errors, they're all from your poor drafting before I got here.
Well, naturally. I mean, I did take only 5 drops. Yeah, this hand's awesome, and we're keeping it.
Yeah. Ron Sable's gonna be an all-star here.
Exactly. So glad we sided that shit in. If this was Thassa's bounty, we'd be so fucked.
So the problem with the red-white deck is that you really want to be playing like a lot of target creatures, so you can get hands that just screw you so badly.
Yep,
Are you allowed to say fuck on your YouTube channel?
I am.
Alright, well, I just did.
Am and frequently do. Some
Alright.
YouTubers elect not to swear. I am not one of them. But we have a pretty good defensive lineup here, and our opponent's missing white mana, so this is looking good. I'm definitely playing the 2-3 over the 06 here.
Great card.
Hmm?
That's a great card.
The 2-3?
Yeah.
Well, given my no other Minotaurs, it doesn't do much, but
Yeah, that's true.
just the fact that it's a Herloon Minotaur is pretty good against this guy, so...
So, actually, while we're playing, let's discuss some general tricks. You like to play land after combat. I like to play it before. What's your thought process?
In that case, it was just I forgot to play land. I usually play it before combat.
Okay, that's my thought process too, because that way, if you do play land before combat, it won't be so obvious.
Yeah.
Well, either he's building up to something, or he just doesn't have white mana.
Yeah, I think our opponent just doesn't have white mana, so...
Maybe he's building up to a Boulder Smash. We have...
it's true. Maybe I shouldn't have played this guy, in case he has Wrath, because it does nothing on this board.
That's true.
And I don't know what the Wraths are in this format. There could be...
I don't know either. I've only played one game. But I think he's just...
So I also opened Elspeth Sun's Champion.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, nice. And we actually drew a sorcery for our mnemonic wall here.
Excellent.
And a pretty ideal sorcery. It doesn't hit players, though.
Yeah, but I mean, against his deck, even if you're winning it badly, you still probably want to nail creatures.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because that's essentially time walking him.
Well, I mean, I would target him
Now.
with it if, if he was at 4.
Yeah.
And he's going to be at 1 next turn, so that's actually going to be relevant.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Alright.
Alright, well, that game was anticlimactic.
Well, thank God we sided in the Bronze Sable.
Yeah, without that Bronze Sable, I think that did, what, like 8 damage?
Yeah.
Alright, well, now we get to wait for the... Wow, actually, that was... Oh, okay, no? Yeah, apparently everybody else's matches lasted a really short time as well.
There's decks that really snowball quickly in this format.
Oh no, actually, I want to do the current round. Review run. Oh. It's not showing us... Okay, it's just showing us the last round for some reason, like it's frozen, I think. Because I'm pretty sure these guys played each other last round.
Oh, you can look in the sidebar. In the sidebar.
Or did I play... No, I played Taco Man this round. Okay, this is the current round. Yep.
Yeah. My previous draft, I got the one white or the one white champion, who's very good.